everyone. I'm Allie Violet Vixen Commissaro, and I'm here on a pretty little podcast with my beautiful goth goddess, Jessie.
Hi. Hi, guys. I'm happy to be here and happy
Oh,
to
so
be
much stuff is
out.
going on.
Oh, yes.
Let's hear about yours first.
All right. So I got to go on the back of a motorcycle
Nice.
yesterday. I wear wigs. That was my first concern. Two, I've never been on the back of a motorcycle. I see these girls. They're badasses. They're on their bikes. I was like,
And
I
they
was,
look all pretty while
they
they're on
look
it.
amazing. I was like, me. I'm envisioning it, motorcycle mommy.
I
Motorcycle.
have the face of like going on a roller coaster when they take
Mhm.
your picture.
Yeah.
I
Uh-huh.
just
Yeah.
picture my face like that the whole time that I'm
Yeah.
on the back of the bike.
A motorcycle? Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna be a motorcycle mommy. And then I came to the realization I've never even been on the back of one. So I was like, I've never ridden a dirt bike.
For
You know,
future,
yeah.
they wear leather for a reason because
That's
the
what I
back of the
learned.
bike gets really, really hot.
I I I get on. I get on one of my one of my best friends of all time, godsend in my life, the motherfucking homie comes, picks me up, we get on the bike. I'm like, first time for everything. Um, I was like a cat. Like, I thought
How many nails did you lose?
I didn't lose any nails, but there was
Wow.
an actual he wore a white shirt and there was an imprint of my face on his back from being in there, and it was like the entire it was like a it was horrible. It was literally like the imprint of the face on the white shirt from me being like,
I
"Eh."
am getting a visual though, and it's
Yeah, it
crazy.
was that was pretty embarrassing. I Number one thing I learned, hang on for your fucking life, but don't hang on so tight because you will start crushing nuts. I was like and you know, you don't realize how fast you're moving in a car. On the bike, you do. But
I know that even with the helmet,
mhm,
I was so afraid that I was gonna like lose extensions, and I probably did lose.
I don't know how I lost this hair. I don't know how it stayed on. I strapped the sucker in. I was like killing it.
I did too.
Um,
I felt it though. Like
yeah,
I quickly, as soon as we like pulled over, I think we stopped at Wawa. I
yeah.
real quick.
I
Um,
was like, no eyelash. I was like, I had a feeling. I was like, oh, I can wear my eyelashes. I could
they're
not.
gone.
They're gone. Like a bug in the wind.
So I did a thing.
I want to hear the thing. I want to hear all about it.
Okay, so a few weeks ago, I was asked to shoot with Kimberly Pace,
Ooh, very talented.
and it was amazing. She is an absolute genius. So she released two pictures online. I
Mhm.
think it was on Facebook and Instagram.
Mhm.
So I get a message last night that I am in her magazine.
Ooh.
So K&M magazine, you can find the link. I believe it's under like basically anyone that like any of the models that are in it, and there's some big
Mhm.
names like Farrah de Morte's on the cover.
That's amazing.
Pretty awesome. K&M magazine, Kimberly Pace. Um, the issue is called E Merveille.
Mhm.
It's
Okay.
not spelled how it looks, and I had to do like work to even like figure out
You're
how to
doing the
say that.
research.
I even text Kim. I'm like, really? Like, I'm not good with pronouncing French words. Like, this was a doozy, but we got it. Broke it down into syllables. Figured it out.
That's amazing.
Yeah, but it looks pretty awesome. It's all in black and white. And just
Mummers
like
and
everybody
stuff.
else, I'm kind of gonna be surprised with what picture she puts in there.
I'm so proud of you. I feel really embarrassed because the mummers are practicing and you can probably hear it.
It's okay. The Mummers
Okay.
are awesome. I grew up with my grandparents always watching the Mummers, so
Okay. It's
it's
out of
like
my control.
background noise.
It's out of my control.
Did that come up on the TV or is that
No,
like,
it's outside.
oh, it's the actual
It's the
Mummers?
actual mummers.
Oh, can you get over to see them?
Yeah, probably.
Sorry. You got your lighting, you got everything. Look, gorgeous in every lighting.
Oh, they just walked by. Well, we missed them.
That was a whole experience.
Yeah, it's like
I can't believe you didn't jump up and go like look out the window.
no, because the one time I woke up from a nap to bagpipes, and I was like, "This is literally the worst thing I've ever experienced in my life."
I don't know that Allie the Piper.
Yeah, dude,
Have you ever seen her?
no,
She
I was
plays like heavy metal.
I was literally like
Like, and
saying,
she like matches up on the bagpipes,
yeah,
and then she's hooked up with a girl that she was touring with that does
that's
the
amazing.
violin. They're all over TikTok. You have to look her up. She's got like a badass like bagpipe.
I love that. I love the shit people do is incredible. More than I
I
can do.
I think it's the School of Rock. The School of Rock's definitely encouraged kids
Mhm.
to get into a lot of different
Whatever.
things. Like some of my friends that have like worked with them
Mhm.
or work there, like they just they said they just know how to play everything. Like they'll go in to learn how to play guitar or the drums and they just end up
Like
learning everything.
learning
So
like
exciting, by the way. So Jackson
yeah.
literally was only playing the recorder at school.
Okay.
So I've been trying to talk to him, and he was kind of like set on the piano, which I'm not that excited about
Mhm.
because like I grew up with my cousin like constantly on the piano.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just
And you're
not
like,
like,
I don't you're like, "I respect you wanna do this.
so
I
I've
don't
been
know if I can
trying
friends."
really hard
Yeah.
to push him getting into maybe something else.
Yeah.
And he loves to beatbox.
Mhm.
So I was like, I really think you should try the drums.
Yeah, yeah.
He didn't really want anything to do with it. Well, then we went to see Sidearm and he saw
Okay.
Bobby Perellis
Mhm.
and he just loves them. He loves going to see them. They
Yeah.
always play Imagine Dragon for him when we
Mhm.
go there, which is his like favorite.
Bread and butter.
And he all of a sudden the other day we're at a flea market and he's just like, I I want to play the drums. And there was this electric drum kit that this woman's brother had,
Yeah.
was getting rid of it, was in immaculate
Condition.
condition.
Yeah. They're expensive too. It's a good thing.
So we ended up getting it for like really cheap, which was
Mhm.
awesome. But now I have to get a pair of drumsticks. And I was gonna go back and order them from Living Dead Girl,
Yes.
but I did not. I forgot to do it, and my order's probably already sent out. So I'm gonna have to
Good.
go back on at a later time
Yeah.
because drumsticks are like a lot harder to find than I thought they would be.
Really?
And I don't know, like, to order them offline, like,
Mhm.
there's so many different kinds
Signs, yeah.
that I don't know what to go with. But I feel like if I go with Living Dead Girl ones, that
That it will add a certain spice. A certain spice.
something.
Yeah, I agree.
But
Exciting, exciting stuff. I'm excited to see what he
so
plays.
did you go on that thing for Live Nation for all the concerts?
I did not.
They
Um,
were running this like crazy sale. It's like a 25 dollar for any concert, and there's like crazy listings.
Really? I did not even
Yeah,
hear about that.
we basically went there unplanned the entire summer.
Oh, that's amazing. That's
Oh yeah.
very sick.
I mean, there's like all sorts of awesome bands on there. One I'm really excited about,
Mhm.
Fall Out Boy.
Down
Fall
we're
Out
going
Boy
down.
and Bring Me to the Horizon,
Okay. That's
which I'm pretty
amazing.
psyched about those two. Fall Out Boy was definitely on my list.
Mhm.
Rob Zombie, Alice Cooper.
Cool.
Trying to think what else. Disturbed, Mudvayne and the Butcher Babies.
I saw the ads for that. Uh,
Yeah, if you want to go, we actually got group tickets, so
okay.
we're like getting the group together. But
Getting
um,
the boys back together.
the barbecue.
That, I think for right now, I'm like trying to figure out what's going on this weekend. I'm always trying to figure out what's going on this weekend. Like every to me, I'm like,
And super exciting, my best friend for Christmas. We
mhm.
always get each other like things that we wouldn't buy during the year.
Okay.
So he got me tickets to Beetlejuice on Broadway and completely surprised me because it was like the last day to get them.
Oh,
And
that's so
I kept getting
sweet.
all these like final notice,
Yeah.
final notice. Yeah, he got us like
And he
really.
gave you the tickets?
Yeah, and it's June 9th, so I'm really excited about it.
Oh, that makes me so happy to hear.
I'm debating which Beetlejuice outfit I should wear because I have multiple ones.
Ooh. That's such and because you do all the days of you do your days of Halloween, so you have so many good looks from
I'm
that.
just not sure whether to do like the traditional
Yeah,
Beetlejuice or do like the snake coming out of my
yeah,
mouth or like which one to really go with, but
yeah.
I'm sure I'll have fun with it no matter what.
I'm, things I got looking forward to. I'm gonna try to get a Maryland Death Fest. I don't know if I'm going, but like that's definitely in there.
Now,
Uh,
when is that?
that's coming up. I think it's like next month. But I'd like to go. You can dream it. If you dream it, then that's where you start.
Put it out into the
You
universe.
add it into the universe. You say, I'm going to afford this. I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm gonna gonna figure it out.
Jesse Elvira is putting it into the
Putting
universe.
it in the universe. I saw Rise of Evil Dead this past week.
Was it good?
It was a Mother's Day movie, that's all I got to say. I liked it. I really
Uh,
did. I thought it was a good time. I thought it was really fun. There was, like, a weird, like I'm sure everybody's seen, like, the, trailer for it where she's like, "Mommy's with the maggots now," and that it was the Mother's Day. I saw it, like, the day before Mother's Day, and I was like, this this is a Mother's Day movie. I don't care what anybody says, I was living for it. I was like, this is the Mother's Day movie. I'm like, "This is a holiday movie."
See, I felt that way about Scream. Like
Okay.
everybody was kind of like in my circle, they're all like, "Well, Sydney's not in it."
I liked it.
Yeah, so I wasn't sure
I
how I was
thought
gonna
it was
feel because I do
yeah,
love her character,
we love
but
Sydney
I
Preston.
I I loved it.
I loved it too. It was really fun. I didn't see the twist, but like it
Neither
made
did I.
sense. There were twists in it. I liked it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was like quintessential Scream. They had all the tropes in it. Like it's making fun of the tropes while it's like it's meta. Scream is meta, and I really like that they keep it going. They keep it
You
a
know
story.
what? I love Jenna Ortiz, but I love the girl that played her sister.
I liked her too.
Like, I don't know
I
her name
liked her.
offhand, but
She has like a presence, like a command. She's
definitely
just
did.
commanding on-screen presence, and I was like, this one.
She's so pretty too.
She is really pretty. They
Like, I didn't know how she was gonna do as, like, a main
like
character.
the Last Girl-esque, like, character. I agree, but I loved it. That was another one I loved. I was like, "We're on a roll." I think we are living in a great time for horror movies.
Yeah, I would go back for
I
whatever's going on. Like, I
I
really hope they keep
agree.
going.
And they're going because I'm going to keep going. I'm going to
The
keep
same it's a lot with all of them, like,
Yeah.
even Saw and, like, all the different movies, like, I feel like they should just keep coming out with them
I
until
haven't seen a Saw movie in a minute. Maybe I should.
every once in a while, I'll sit there and watch, like,
Like,
a handful of them in a row.
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I got stuck in that room with that puppet, I ain't trying to get out. I'm accepting death immediately. I don't value my life that much. I see that
It's
little freak come in with a tricycle, I'm done. I'm like, eh. I'm like, whatever I'm not gnawing off my own leg.
yeah, it's really like, even I've done that for cosplay a couple times, and, like,
I don't
it's very hard to make that character, like, pretty or sexy,
Yes,
which
I
I try to
agree.
do with most characters. Like, I'll try to take them and, like, give them
Yeah,
my own
your
twist.
own twist because you are both pretty and sexy, so
That's a really hard one.
yeah.
And
I
I mean, like, I managed to put a twist on, like, the creature from the Black Lagoon, and, like,
Anything with a on a tricycle is, like, not, like that's
it's
not
just
the
a very even the face is very
Yeah,
just not attractive.
yeah.
Like, I
Very
think that that one and the leprechaun were probably my ugliest ones. The
oh,
leprechaun was, like,
the leopard
creepy to me because I had morphed my face. So,
the
like, even looking in the mirror, like, it was so hard to even do TikToks or anything
you
because
were
I
like
was so ugly that I'm like,
"I'm
"Oh, man."
hideous."
Yeah, it was intense, but
Yeah. Imagine
I got
how
through it.
the chick who played the nun felt walking
I
around like
know, like, I haven't done The Grudge or, like, The Nun. The Nun I keep putting off
Yeah.
because my family's religious and, like,
Oh, you have talked about that's the last
yeah,
thing
I
you
just
do the nun.
yeah, it just I don't know how I wanna twist it yet.
Yeah.
But, I mean, definitely I have the costume and I'm ready to go at some point. You never know. This year, I'm, like, hoping to change it up a little bit. I might not do the full 31 days. I might do, like, a few a week,
Yeah.
and I really am trying to go to Salem.
It is a wonderful time. It is a great time.
I'm trying to go in October.
That's the time to do it. If you want to save a little money, late September, because the minute October hits, hotel prices go up.
Mhm.
I would go September usually because you kind of get you get a similar experience.
Now,
But
did you just stay in an Airbnb or
no, I stayed at this my favorite hotel. It's called the Merchant. It is beautiful. There is a fireplace in every single room in
oh,
this
wow.
historical hotel. Clawfoot bathtubs, beautiful bed and breakfast. It is the most beautiful place I've ever stayed in my life. Um, my only gripe is if you know me, I am aggressively superstitious and I am aggressively afraid of ghosts. Terrified. I used to not be able to see
I heard the whole town's
the
very
or oh, yes, it is. The
like,
whole
you
town is
feel the
very
vibes.
haunted. Yes, you do. But I the person I went with, I thought they knew better than to book me a haunted hotel. I had a first time I went, beautiful weekend, wonderful. I'm eating my breakfast in the morning in my robe. I'm going shopping. Wonderful time. I pack my bags to leave down the steps. Okay, tell me why I opened the door to go put my bags in the car, and the Salem ghost tour is in front of my hotel. with a picture of a lady in black, and they said, "Here's where the lady in black lives." And I'm like,
You were
"Lady in
in
black,
black, weren't you?
what?"
You were in black, weren't
I
you?
was I was in black,
You're
but
always in black.
they had a picture of a specter. A spectrous woman, a scary woman in black, and they're like, "This is where the lady in black lives, and she's dead, and she's haunting this building." And I'm like, "Lady in black?" I was like, "I'm afraid of ghosts." I was like,
And
"Nobody
you
told
said
me."
that is that when you were leaving or when you
I was going to put my bags in the car. I was on my way out. I had a wonderful time. Wonderful.
was that at the merchant?
It was at the Merchant. That was a hotel. Walked down the steps, but the Salem ghost tour stopped in front of my hotel with the lady in black and was like, this is the Merchant. This is where the lady in
Now,
black."
did you go to all the like tourist spots?
I did a decent amount of tour spots. Uh thing must see. Red's sandwich place. That place, mwah, delicious. Amazing. Um Van Fangs, you can
I've
go
been
there.
literally saying this for over a decade. Every year I'm like, I'm gonna take a week off from the 31 days and I'm just gonna go.
Mhm.
And then
You should. It's a great experience. It's really cool.
I just feel guilty if I don't post
It's
during October.
because
But
you
I
have
feel like I can do up I can take a couple outfits with me and do up some stuff there.
you bust your ass. You deserve to experience. I think it's something that everybody should experience once. Um and go to Reds, go to Vamp Fangs. Shout out to Vamp Fangs. I love you. You can go see my picture in there. Um and Hammond Castle is about 15 minutes away from Salem. It is the biggest castle I've been to in America. It is insane. It's beautiful, it's insane, it's incredible, and it is some of the best views I've ever seen in my life. So that's Jess's New England guide to how to enjoy yourself in Salem. You know, eat the good food, have a good
Yeah,
time.
I definitely want to do that. And there's also one day I want to go over. There's like a haunted woods in the UK
Ooh,
that
really?
you can actually rent like clear ball. Like
Mhm.
they're like these huge, like basically what Bubble Boy lived in,
Wow.
like big bubble tent things. And you can actually camp out in the woods overnight in the bubble
That's
tent.
terrifying.
Yeah, it's terrifying and creepy as
That's
shit,
literally
but
terrifying, yeah, this is
I
your
feel like that's the only way I'd camp.
yeah, the only way I camp is glamping, because I'm a high maintenance bitch.
I
Um,
feel like I have too much of a connection with animals and, like, something
yeah,
weird
something
is
would
gonna
get you,
happen.
right? Something would absolutely get you.
Like,
You'd
I've
be
had so many weird experiences,
you would
even
be
living
taken
near a pond.
yeah,
Like, I mean, I've had not eagles, an owl fly down. I thought it was a dragon. I was literally on the phone with someone. I'm like, "A dragon is coming down at me." And here it was an owl, like, going after something, but it
yeah,
was fully exposed. It's like
yeah,
long feather tail. I'm like, "Shit."
that's insane.
I have a deer that we named Blitzen because that
Aw.
was Jackson's favorite reindeer. So we named him Blitzen, but I've he got stuck on the one side of the fence as
Mm,
a baby, and I guess his parents got hit or weren't here.
mm,
So I've been like, I always reach out.
yeah,
I see somebody backstage and I am super
exciting.
excited. Okay. So, tonight's guest is a powerhouse female, a Disney enthusiast, a model, and the front woman for pop metal band Living Dead Girl, Miss Molly Rennick.
Hi.
Hi!
How's it going?
Excited to have
Sounds
you
good.
here.
Can I just say I love your makeup and that's the first thing I noticed? I love how it matches your hair.
Oh, thank you.
It's amazing.
I always go on
Yes.
your page and look at to see your color. Yeah, the way that you blend your purple and pink together is just amazing.
Thank you.
Incredible.
So, Molly, you just kind of got back from tour. Your tour got cut a little short
It did, yeah.
due to some issues with the van. What happened?
It happened, you know, not I'm not gonna say unexpectedly. We knew it was coming eventually. I feel like we just like stamped a bingo card as a band though. Like every band has their van breakdown at some point, and
Yeah.
it happened to us. When you're
Did
putting
it
that
end up being the transmission?
it is the transmission,
Ugh.
yes. So when you're putting that many miles on a vehicle and you're towing that much weight, you're eventually gonna kill the vehicle. Like that's
Yeah.
inevitable.
It's
It
gonna
just
suck.
sucks that I really wish it happened after the last show. If it had happened when I was like on my way home, I would not have cared nearly as much.
Mhm.
But when it happened right in between shows, I mean, we'd already played 5 of them at least, but we had to cancel 3 of them, and it just made me feel so crappy because I hate disappointing people. I like being such like a people pleaser, but there was like nothing we could do about that. We were stranded at the side of the road in Tennessee for like 2 hours.
Oh, you were in Tennessee? I thought you were in North Carolina.
Yeah,
You
we were in
got,
Tennessee when it broke down.
ah, well, where were you in Tennessee? Like what?
We were in Crossville, which is like an hour outside of Knoxville.
So what did you do?
So we called like 10 different tow truck companies and no one was answering because it was such like a small town. We were like in a forest where it broke down. It wasn't even like a major city.
You're in bubble fuck.
Yeah, there was like
Yeah.
so we had to call the police and like the highway patrol people to like get them to get a tow truck for us. And it eventually shows up. So we had to pay $500 for a tow truck to get it towed with the trailer to the hotel. Of course, it broke down 15 minutes from the hotel and not at
Yeah.
the hotel.
That's
Um,
That's
and
how
then
it is.
Of
yeah,
course, it always happens that way.
exactly. Not at the hotel, of course not. So then we had to get it towed from there. We slept for the night in the hotel because we had to figure out what our game plan was, what we were going to do. Because there weren't many options for us because since we were in a small town, there weren't many rental vehicle places.
Mhm.
So we couldn't rent a car and take it back to Florida because they weren't letting us drop it off in Florida. They were saying we had to bring it back. So we had to then get the van towed to a mechanic from there, which was another tow truck fee, like another $300. And then we had to take a taxi 40 minutes out of the town to the nearest U-Haul to rent a 26-foot truck because it was the only vehicle they would let us drive to Florida. And then we all had to sit in that truck and drive 10 hours back to Florida with our trailer. So we had to pay $700 to rent that truck. Like it was just so unplanned. Like I was not prepared for that at that moment, and it really sucked. And having to cancel shows and refund everyone's meet and greet stuff just made me feel so
Oh,
crappy, sad.
Did
Like
you get it all figured out though? The
we did
ones
get
that you
it
had to
figured out.
cancel?
Yeah, we do have so the show that had the most ticket sales, the most people coming to it is Birmingham, Alabama, and we
Mhm.
are going back there in August. So I promised Everett, I'm like, I'm gonna make it up for you. We will have the van fixed by then. It'll have a brand new transmission. It'll be perfectly fine, and it'll get us through the rest of the year. And then my goal is to at the end of the year sell the van, save up my money next year, buy an RV is the goal. But the thing is, we have to repair the van now so we can use it for the rest of the year. And also
Yeah.
because I haven't paid it off yet. So a
Yeah.
lot of people who are suggesting, like, oh, well, why don't you just buy a new one? I'm like, I financed it. I still have monthly payments. And I want to at least sell it for what I paid for it so I can get all the money
Yeah.
back. But the only way I can sell it and actually get money from it is if it has a brand new under warranty transmission. If I put some piece of crap used transmission that's just going to die any minute, or if I try to sell a broken
How
one,
much is that going to run you?
so we were quoted 5,000 plus tax.
Mm.
When I heard about it, I was like, that's going to be at least 5 or 6 grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the cheapest we could find. We called different mechanics, and that was the cheapest one because he could get a refurbished,
Yeah.
still under warranty one. Whereas,
Mhm.
like when we called the Chevy dealership, they wanted over $8,000.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course the dealership wants $8,000.
$8,000, yeah.
Like, bro, my boobs were $8,000. I'm not spending that on a transmission. Like,
No, and you're like, and I've gotten my money's worth out of these.
well, think of all the things you could spend $8,000 on.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even care about cars.
How
Like,
long have you had that van?
we just bought it last summer. So we started using it for our August tour of 2022. So it's lasted several tours now. It's driven a lot of miles. Like we've driven it to Texas and back. We've put a lot of miles on it, but you know, for the transmission to go, I'm like, of course, it's the most expensive repair.
Of course.
Yeah.
But every
Even
single
though
bit
you were stuck
happened.
there, what was your favorite place? Did you get to like go anywhere, like into any of the towns while you were out? What was your favorite place that you got to go?
well, we stood on the side of the highway for a few hours, which was really fun. And then we went to a hotel and we just like loitered there. The employees were so nice though, because we did a little Facebook live stream, just like updating people that the shows were
Yeah.
canceled and just
Mhm.
like explaining the situation better over a live stream than we could over like a typed post. And like we just like hopped on the live stream. We were telling people our van broke down, now we gotta find a way home. And the hotel staff overheard us and they refunded our stay for us and like wrote us like a little note, like good luck on the rest of your journey and stuff. And then they came out and they were like, we've been watching all your music videos because Christian, our photographer, was wearing a shirt that said Living Dead Girl Crew. So then they looked up Living Dead Girl. And we had like 5 hotel employees who were just like raving about us and just like,
That's
it
amazing.
kind of put us in a good mood after such a crappy day we've been
Yeah.
having. Just like having people be so kind to us really meant a lot. But we literally just sat in the hotel lobby for like 5 hours using their washroom and drinking their free coffee until we were able to get the rental U-Haul. So Steve and Jordan took a taxi
Mhm.
some random town to get the U-Haul. And then Johnny, Christian, and I just sat in the hotel in our pajamas, stinking from the show the night before. And just, drinking all their free coffee. So that's all we did.
Well, you have said one of the things that you love about touring is getting to meet and interact with your fans.
Yes. That is the most
What
rewarding
what
part.
are some what was one like some of the best encounters that you had with fans?
I've actually been super fortunate and people bring me gifts a lot. And that's not something I would ever expect or obviously ever ask
Yeah.
for. So when people actually like take it upon themselves to create or make something for you or buy you something, like the first time a fan gave me a gift at a show, I almost cried. I actually have it right beside me. It's on the shelf, so I'll show you. A fan had his mom sew me this doll.
It's an
Speaking
actual.
of which,
Isn't
that's
it
funny
perfect?
because I was about to bring up that doll. That doll is so awesome.
I'm in
We
my
actually have a picture of her strapped in, I believe, with her
yes.
Wow.
in the van.
Yeah, so a fan had met us in New Mexico, and he was telling us that he had been following us on like following me on Instagram for like 6 years or something. He's
Yeah.
like, I never thought you would come play in my small town in New Mexico. And he's like, so I had my mom sew you this doll. And I was almost in tears because that was like the first time that had ever happened. I was just like, that is the most thoughtful thing. I'm like, the fact that you even thought of me means the world to me. And like I have a whole shelf beside me. Like I have paintings, drawings, jewelry. Like people have made me things. People have bought me like I have a Little Mermaid action figure and like some Funko Pops. Like fans will actually like wrap a present and bring it to my show and give it to me. And like I don't even know how to put words on that other than like you just feel so grateful. It's like to think that these strangers in a city you've never been to and you've never
Yeah.
met thought I want to do something kind for this person just goes to show you that there's still nice people in this world because that is like so selfless and
I
so
think it
kind.
shows that like your music and what you're doing definitely has a grand effect on people. Like, and like that's beautiful. Like
Yeah, it
It's
definitely has
an
an
amazing
impact.
feeling as an artist just to know
yeah.
that the thing that I created meant something to someone else.
Yeah.
That's what you hope for, obviously, but actually getting to see it and experience it is just like I have no words for it. Like we have met so many kind people on the road. Like so many people have extended so much hospitality to us and like offered to like help us with things. And I mean, even with the van thing, I am such a proud independent person who doesn't ask for anything ever. Like I have been working since I was like 14 years old. I started like waitressing after school and on weekends because I'm just such a DIY person. I'm like, I need my own
Yeah.
money. I need to do my own thing. So for me to even make a GoFundMe, I was like embarrassed to do it. I was like, I don't like asking for help ever. I'm a control freak who likes to do everything myself. I will never ask anyone for anything. But when I posted about the band, I did have like 7 different people immediately message me and said, if you make a GoFundMe, I'll donate to it.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're suggesting it. So it wasn't even my idea. So I just went ahead and did it. And then the amount of people that like immediately did it, I was actually like shocked. I was like, I know the economy's bad. I know we're all
Yeah.
broke. I know everybody's in a bad
It's
position right now.
always surprising to see how many people actually have your back. You know?
Exactly.
Well, then she went on after people had donated and actually said that she was going to send a picture out.
Yes.
Like,
I
that's
don't
pretty
feel
cool.
right taking a handout. Like I don't
Yeah.
want to just take the money and give nothing in return. I mean, to be fair, I'm like, if you're doing it because you like my band, I've already given you music. So it's like I've already given you something. Like you're not supporting me for no reason. But at the same time, I was like, I feel like I should physically give a reward. It's like an incentive also. So I was like, we can sign a print and like write to your name here and mail it to
Yeah.
people. And if that makes them excited and makes them happy, then I'll feel a lot better knowing I did something instead of just taking the money. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And so many people like reached out like, oh my God, I want the print. Here's $25. And I'm like, sweet. It goes to the van.
yeah.
It's just like a win-win. It's like an incentive and a trade-off, but it's like a thank you gift. I just felt a little bit less, I don't know. I don't like feeling vulnerable. I don't like feeling like I need anyone's help ever. But in this particular situation, I was like, wow. I'm like, we're all a bunch of young, struggling musicians just working our asses off, trying to make ends meet, paying for our tours. And I'm like, when you suddenly have a $5,000 bill, it's like, I don't just have $5,000 in my pocket.
Yeah.
If I did, my life would be a little bit better. But here we are.
So, if someone were to gift you a pink coffin, what would you do with it?
Like a full-size one?
Yeah, a full-size coffin. If one of your fans were to gift you a coffin.
I honestly really want a coffin to put on stage and like emerge out of as like the intro. So if someone gave me that, that would definitely be like a
Is
part of
Minnie
the show.
like sitting behind you, like death staring you right now? She's like, it would make a great cat bed.
Yeah, honestly, I would immediately think stage prop. We could use that for the show. And then I might leave it at home.
So, as far as songs that you cover, you have the ability to take these epic chart topping songs, as we're all used to hearing them, and just take them to another level, making them your own. Not That Innocent, the EP, it has Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Pink, Hilary Duff. Do you find that nerve wracking taking those kind of songs, especially since the public is so used to hearing them in the original way? I mean, I was so surprised when I first heard your cover of Oops, I Did It Again. I didn't, it ended up coming on. I didn't even I didn't even go into it. It ended up coming on. And I'm sitting there and I'm singing along and I'm like, I know the words. And then you just did your Molly thing. And I was like, wow, like, this is amazing.
I wouldn't necessarily say I was like nervous about it. I was just more like, I knew it was a toss up to see how it would be perceived and how it would be responded to. I was like, I don't know if our fans would like this because if our fans are metalheads and are predominantly male, our audience is like significantly more men than women. I was like, if I'm doing songs like Britney and Christina and stuff, they might not like these songs and they just might not care about this cover at all. The only one I will say I was a little nervous about recording is Fighter by Christina Aguilera because I think we can all agree Christina Aguilera is probably the best singer on the planet. Like,
boring.
You killed it.
not
You
even just
killed it.
her trills and her like vibrato and stuff. Like, I can't even do a lot of the things she does. So what I was trying to go for is like there's one part where she does like a lot of trilly stuff, which of course now that I've practiced I could do, but at the time when I was in the studio, I was like, the things that she does I can't do. I'm like, I'll just do what she can't do and I'll just scream. I'm like, then it's my own version. I'm not trying to imitate it and failing or trying to do it and doing it, even if I could do it, but like not as well as her. It's not even really like giving it justice at that point. So I was like, I'm just gonna completely do my own thing with it. If there's like some trilly stuff that I can't necessarily do as a metal singer, I'll just scream instead. So I just kind of like put my own flair in it and was like, I'm not trying to be better than, I'm not trying to compete, I'm not trying to upstage. I'm just trying to like do them justice. So I think just like the mindset of that, like I'm just trying to honor these artists and like it's kind of like a thank you. It's like thank you for giving me these songs that I used to sing along to when I was 5 years old. That's what got me singing in the first
I
place.
have to say, I did notice that when you sing Avril, you don't change it that much.
Yeah, I do impersonate Avril, not entirely intentionally, but she's been my like number one idol my entire life. And I've noticed things that I've just naturally picked up, like certain ways I pronounce words, which could also just be that we both have a Canadian accent. But certain ways I pronounce words, or certain ways I approach a note, or even just like certain little movements I do live. I've caught myself a few times. I'm like, I picked that up from years of watching Avril Lavigne. Like she was like the female artist I looked up to my entire life. So I've just like I would not say copy at all because I'm not even singing the same genre as her. But I would definitely say like I've just picked up on little things.
So
that
how
she
much damage
does.
did you do on Killstar for her collection that came
Horror
out?
like collection. Some of the stuff was pretty cool.
I loved every
I really
single thing
did.
that she put out.
The
I
black
didn't buy a
orange.
single piece of it, but I did think it was cute.
Now, did you used to rock the Abbey Dawn?
I rocked the Abbey Dawn, and some
I
of it
still
was
own it.
really pretty.
I
I
wear a
feel I lost. I had her like that pink sweatshirt that had the stars all over it.
Yep.
It was from Kohl's.
Yep.
Oh, I
And
love
I lost it. I'm
love
still
them
looking for it this
Kohl's.
day.
Racks on racks.
I still have it. Like it's like a pink sweater. It's like a I don't even know what the name of the pattern is off the top of my head, but it's got like diamonds all over it with like little skulls, and then it has like little horns on the hood. And
Oh,
like it's a
That's
bit too
awesome.
small on me by now because I bought it when I was like 11 years old, but I still squeeze myself into it.
Yeah, because Abby Dawn, I mean, I not to like put an age on myself, but I mean, like I was younger when that came out. So
yeah.
I mean,
I was 10 when it came out, and I bought like every single piece.
Yep. I was in that Kohl's.
yeah. So did every other girl around me.
That
I
was the place
remember
to be.
I wore that sweatshirt out, and there were like three other girls wearing the sweatshirt. I'm like, okay, we all got good taste. Afro.
Apparently, where you grew up was way cooler than where I did because I wore that stuff to school and got made fun of.
I feel that.
Yeah, Doyle sounds like an artsy town, so I feel like we can get away
It was a little
with quite a bit. But
I grew up in like a small town in Ontario where like I went to a school with 2,000 kids and I was the only goth one.
yeah, I definitely went through a phase where goth wasn't cool. And I
Mhm.
definitely like had my own spin on things. Like I remember one day I thought I was so cool. I had this whole like camouflage outfit and I mixed it with yellow like fishnets and Doc Martens and I thought I looked awesome. And one of the mean kids like saw me and they're like Captain Bumblebee and I was just devastated. I'm like maybe I don't look as cool as I thought in this outfit.
They're so mean though. Like
No.
seriously.
I used to get I used to wear the trip pants. That was my thing.
I always loved her pants.
That was my deal. They were expensive. They
Insane.
still are. I feel like they're more expensive than they used to be. But I used to get them wrapped in the auditorium chairs, and everybody would from the assembly would get up and leave, and it'd be just me fighting for my life, trying to get
All the straps.
myself from these chains.
Speaking of which, have you ever had any issues? I just shot with a friend of mine for her magazine. When you're doing the shots and like I know you do crazy shoots, your fiance is a photographer, correct?
Yes.
Some of the shoots that you guys go to like crazy. I mean, the spot that you guys went for, I believe it was your honeymoon announcement.
Oh, for
Like
the engagement.
like where or yeah, the engagement. Where was that?
That was in Hawaii.
It is so cool, Jesse. They like walk through this like I don't even know. It's like a valley that they like walk through and it goes out onto a beach. It looks like something from a Disney
That sounds beautiful.
It felt like a fairy tale.
movie. Speaking of Disney movies, I have to ask, what Disney character do you feel you most relate to?
Definitely Ariel. That's why she's always been my favorite.
I
I don't
see
see
that you
much
do have Nightmare though. You do have Nightmare on you.
too. I love where is it there? I love Jack and Sally as well.
Oh wow.
Little Mermaid on my bicep. She's always been my favorite. I always I didn't see the movie so much as I hate when people try to spin it like, oh, it's about changing yourself for a man. I'm like, first of all, the song was originally part of that world. She doesn't sing part of your world until after she meets Eric. But she already had her entire musical number explaining she wants to be a human before she even knew the man existed. So I
Yeah.
never perceived the movie as changing yourself for a man. I thought she already wanted it and he was the cherry on top. But I
Yeah.
always really perceived that movie as like, people are like, oh, but she leaves her family and stuff. And it's like, well, that's what you do when you grow up. You leave your family and you go do your own thing.
That was a favorite. That was like one of my favorites
It's like-
growing up.
I
Maybe
always loved that
it's
movie. How she
so
just
good.
like, yeah, like she just does what she wants. She follows her dreams. She doesn't care what other people say about it. Everyone says, don't do it. The human world's a mess. And she says, screw you. I'm going to do it anyways. And she goes and does it. So I always like thought, oh, I relate to Ariel because I was like, I'm gonna move to the States and I'm gonna pursue music and I'm gonna do all this. And people were like, that's dumb, don't do that. And I just went and did it anyways.
Have you, since you live in Florida, have you gone to that place where you can like swim with the mermaids and like you can have a tail and I think it's down near Clearwater.
Not
I
online.
have not, but I would love to. Steve does know someone who reached out saying they have like swimmable mermaid tails. They like teach lessons on and stuff.
It's like
She said,
something of the fins or something.
yeah, she was like saying to me like if I ever wanted to like do a lesson with her and like borrow the tail for a shoot. So Steve and I do want to do like an underwater mermaid shoot.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a good swimmer and I'm pretty scared because like all the springs here are beautiful. We visited them, but like
Mhm.
there's like alligators and stuff. So we'll do a shoot eventually. I'm just a little. I'm not as adventurous as he is. I'm a little more scared.
So, Jesse, I don't know if you saw,
Mhm.
but Molly did this cute little video where you can actually send like mail from Disneyland or Disney. Is that where you were in Disneyland or Disney World, right?
Disney World, yeah, the
Disney
Florida one.
World. You can actually mail things out. She mailed out her wedding invitations from the
Mm,
mailbox in Disney.
That's so cool. Oh
Because
my
then
god.
they stamp on the envelope, you know how
Yeah.
it'll say what city it was from, but instead of the city, it says Main Street, Magic Kingdom. So it's just like a cute little cheesy touch that people might overlook or they might love.
Yeah.
So,
I
how
figured
many
I
times
could
would
do
you
that.
say you've been to Disney?
Over 100, easily, maybe 200.
Okay, I have a tough question for you. If you could stay at Disney for 1 year, all exclusive, or play for the opening act for Avril Lavigne's world tour, what would you do?
Avril Lavigne World Tour.
You hear that, Avril?
Something that would further my career would benefit me more than something that's just for fun. So that's
Mhm.
the logical answer.
And Steve could go with you for both.
Exactly. We're a package deal. We come together.
Isn't there
So,
like a area where you can it's like kind of part of Disney or it's built by Disney you can live in? I watched a thing on it.
Yeah, there is a community like on the property, but the houses are in like the
Yeah, I
multi-millions.
believe
So
that.
although that is my life dream,
well,
Yeah.
how cool would that be?
yeah, the house is
Right.
stunning.
Now, are you getting married in Disney?
Yes.
That's so cool.
So we booked it, it's confirmed. We've got everything like set in stone finally, but it is confirmed that we are getting married in Disney World.
Oh.
Oh, that's so amazing.
I'm way too obsessed with Disney. It's like some people think it's like so cringy, and I'm like, I don't care. I'm in love with
No,
it.
you're allowed to, everybody's allowed to be into what they're into and like
Yeah,
who cares?
I find
I'm
everyone is
French and I am free is all I have to say.
yeah, everyone's nerdy about something, whether it's like
Yeah.
Star Wars or Marvel or Disney or Harry Potter. Every adult has like their one nerdy thing, and mine's Disney.
Jesse, what's your favorite Disney cosplay to play?
Ooh.
Because we're all into cosplay, so
Cosplays. Ooh. I feel like Snow White because like I feel like I got like the whole like I got like I can do the hair and everything like that. I feel
I
like I'm
definitely
like
see it.
bomb ass Snow White.
Hmm.
Um Aurora, like when I see people do Aurora, I'm like mwah, mwah.
I know some of those people
Elegance.
really nailed it.
Elegance.
Uh,
Aurora's an underrated princess.
She really is.
Her movie is spectacular.
It's like I love the old, like just like the old crispy animation. I'm like, oh, that hand
Yeah,
beautiful.
I like how medieval gothic all the backdrops are in that movie.
I the scene with the spindle scared the living shit out of me as a kid.
Me too.
That I was like terrified, and then
but we have to do a photo shoot because my mom has one of those old
I
symbols.
became obsessed with them as an adult. Every time I see them in like Lancaster, I'm like, I gotta get one. I gotta get one and do a photo with it because that
Oh,
thing's
we're definitely
yeah.
doing it now.
It was
Because
a,
I've been like watching it
yeah,
in the warehouse.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, mom, don't get rid of that.
And
That
when
and
we
this
put on the fireplace,
old vacuum. I like made her hold on to this vacuum. She
Mhm.
thought I was nuts. I saw it as a prop for a video for Hocus Pocus. like
Yeah.
how she rides away on the vacuum. My mom's like, why would you want me to keep this old vacuum? I'm like, it still works, Mom. It's fine.
But
So let's get into some of your original songs.
All right.
I personally love Alive.
Thank you.
That is like my jam. You have Exorcism, Poltergeist, Alive, Worship Me. What's your favorite one to sing, personally? I
Favorite
know
to
it probably
sing?
goes through phases.
Favorite to sing is Poltergeist. That one's really fun live because people who have never heard it before aren't expecting the breakdown. So
yeah.
it's just like a very slow, creepy song. For that song, I'll put the mic on the stand and like use my arms. And I just do the same kind of like movements that I did in the music video where I'm just like, I don't know, just being all ghosty and all like, just kind of like it looking all light and airy and floaty and just kind of like looking all creepy and slow. And I'm just like slowly singing and stuff. And then the second it gets to the breakdown, it gets heavy. I rip the mic off the stand, start screaming and start headbanging. And you just see the look on everyone's faces. The people who have heard it before know it's coming and they're eagerly anticipating it. But the people who have never heard it before are standing there going, and I live for that every time because that song, like, even when we were writing it, like, and we were listening to it, I was like, whoa, even I didn't see that breakdown coming. Like, it's hard. So that song I have so much fun with.
So, what kind of goes into your writing process?
So I don't write the music; I write the lyrics and the melody lines. So it's a very collaborative process where I will literally already have an entire song's worth of lyrics done, and I'll show it to the producer I'm working with, and I'm like, I want this vibe. I want it to sound like this. Here's 3 references. I want it more like this. He'll start playing something on guitar, and I'll say, no, do it like this instead, and then he tweaks it a bit, and I'm like, okay, now make it a little bit faster. So I have like a lot of creative control, and I have a lot of say over it. But I don't do absolutely everything myself. I just do like more the structure and like the theme and the like what the sound should be. Like we were doing Beautiful. I said I want a riff that sounds really evil and really mean because
Mhm.
it's like got kind of like that taunting vocals of like I don't know. It's a pretty heavy topic of that song. So I was like, it needs to sound intense. And then he started playing on guitar, and I was like, yes, that. So it's very much like a back and forth collaborative process. But honestly, we wrote songs so quickly for Exorcism. We wrote and recorded Villain in 4 hours,
Really?
like start to finish.
Wow.
Like once you're on a roll, I don't sit on songs very long because if I have to come back and tweak it and keep reworking it, I scrap it. I'm like, it's not working. If I had to think this much, it must not be a good song. Whereas if it's just coming to me, I feel like I've discovered the lyrics. I didn't even write them. I feel like I found them. They already existed in my
Mhm.
brain and I just found
Yeah.
them. If it's that easy, I know it's going to be a good song.
That's awesome. We got to talk about your music videos. Like what
Incredible.
goes into these? You've got like clips of you in a bathtub with like huge bubbles. I mean, they're fun to even see behind the scenes, let alone the video.
Yeah.
Do you have so much fun doing them?
Music videos are probably my favorite part of being an artist because it's like an extra layer. I already wrote the song, I already picked a topic I want to talk about, I already expressed myself in singing it. Now let's go even further. Let's bring it to life. Let's add a visual component to accompany it. It's like the cherry on top of being a creative person is like it brings it back full circle. Full circle, sorry. It's like here is a song that's already great on its own. I'm gonna make it even cooler.
Mhm.
I love that so much.
Now, do you have a special place that you go like for inspiration? Or would that just be Disney World?
I mean, like, inspiration comes to me like so randomly. I can't force anything. If I'm like, all right, let's write a song, nothing's happening. But if I'm like already in the headspace of, I have to kind of dig deep within myself and just think of things. I'm like, I have to pick a specific moment or a specific incident in my life and just remember what it was like at the time and kind
Yeah.
of go mentally into that place. Like, everything I write about is always very personal. It's always like about a specific thing that happened to me. And I have to really like mentally think, okay, how did that make me feel? This song's gonna be angry, or this was pretty traumatic, so this song's gonna be sad. And like, I really just put myself in that headspace of being emotional, and then the lyrics just come out. So even anytime something bad is happening in my life, anything that's like stressing me out, upsetting me, causing me grief or whatever, I'm like, this is the time to write something. Anytime I feel very emotional, very vulnerable, I'm like, I can get something out of this.
That's you definitely feel the intensity in all of your songs. I mean, some of them I'm like jamming out, like not even expecting it, and then boom, and I'm like, yes. Like I love to work out to your music.
It's perfect for that, right? Like,
Yes.
I find, like, heavy, high energy, upbeat, some angry, like, when I'm in the gym, I need, like, screaming in my ears.
Yeah. Motivation.
Yeah.
And
So in true a pretty little podcast fashion, we've got to ask some like weird questions in here. If you were caught in a zombie apocalypse with your bandmates, do you feel that you would survive the night?
If we were ever in a zombie apocalypse, I'd probably just kill myself. I wouldn't try to survive. I'd just be like, "This is my
it takes
QT."
us back to what we were talking about earlier, where if we were in with Jigsaw, like I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
like
like,
being trapped in there. I'm not chewing off my own leg. I'm
why
done.
do people insist on surviving when you
That
could
makes
just
sense.
die? But do I think we would if we really tried? Probably. I feel like Steve is probably the smartest of our bunch, and I don't feel bad saying that because I know they would all agree with me. But like even the whole van fiasco, whenever we're in a pinch, all of us just turn and look at Steve. We're like, he's the experienced one who's done the most of all of us. So we're like, he just has more life experience than us.
Yeah.
But I feel like if like something like shit hit the fan, we would all just turn and look at Steve and be like, so what do we do?
So speaking of the living dead, how did you come up with your name?
Contrary to popular belief, I did not take it from the Rob Zombie song, not intentionally at least. I came up with a band name when I was like, I don't even know, 12, 13 years old, because I started playing in the band when I was like 15. But my parents told me a story about how when I was born, they basically thought I was dead.
Okay.
The doctor apparently was like slapping my face and saying like, "Come on, breathe," and like I wasn't crying or screaming. I was just like grayish blue. So my mom told me that story when I was like 10 years old, and my immediate reaction was like, "Oh my god, I was born dead. That's so cool." Like now I have like a cool story to tell, I guess. Like I didn't see it as like, "Oh my god, that must have been horrible. I'm sorry to hear that, mom." Immediately I was like, "Oh, I got a cool story." So I just called myself Living Dead Girl and just rolled with it. And I like it for a band name because you know it's a female fronted band before anything else. Like it gives it away. It's easy to remember, it's easy to pronounce, easy to spell. I was like, it's just such a obvious choice for me. Like I did consider other band names for a bit because when I first put it on the internet, I had people going, "That's a Rob Zombie song. You're ripping them off. That's not very creative." And I'm like, "It is creative. I have a reason for it. I chose it for a specific reason that you're
It
not
means something to you.
I feel like the reason that people are like drawn to Rob Zombie though is he takes an element of like horror and like puts it into his videos and puts it into his songs and like brings almost like an entertainment factor with it, which I definitely get from you also. So I can see why people like would compare you. Have you ever sang his iconic song?
I have not. I kind of feel like if I do that, I might just have like the same group of people who like are,
You don't want to justify their feelings.
exactly. People are like saying you ripped it off, and I'm like, it's not a rip off though. I'm like, I got it from a different reason. And when
Yeah.
I figured out it was a Rob Zombie song, I did my research and made sure. I'm like, is this a copyright infringement? Obviously, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want them suing me. And I even talked to like trademark lawyers and everything. They're like, an artist's name and a song title are not the same legal category. They don't affect each other.
Yeah.
And then when I started doing that research, I went down a rabbit hole of how many bands are named after other band songs. And there's so many of them. Like even Lady Gaga, I didn't realize she got her name from the Queen song Radio Gaga. Like a lot of artists take inspiration from other artists, and I think that's kind of what artists are for, is to inspire other people. So if anything, you shouldn't be mad saying someone's ripping someone off when they didn't even do it intentionally. You should be like, "Oh, that's cool." It's like a nod to them. Like it's like an honor to them.
Definitely.
Mm.
So I have to ask, since Steve is a photographer and you're in a band and you have your upcoming wedding coming up, who do you get for a photographer and who's playing at your wedding? Have you figured that out?
That's a good
He,
question.
he shoots all the photo selfie style, and I sing during my own reception.
Yeah.
No, we're looking at photographers right now. We have a few narrowed down in mind. We very much are both agreeing, though, it has to be like, we don't want wedding photography. Wedding photography to me kind of all looks the same. It's very generic. We both want like high fashion glamour looking photos for our wedding. because
Okay.
I've been modeling since I was 10 years old. I expect nothing less at this point. As far as photography goes, it has to be very glamorous. And he just has such a high standard of photography also because he's a commercial photographer. Of course he is. And then for music, honestly, I know this is gonna be controversial because it's better to support a band, but I'm gonna go the DJ route because we have so many like specific songs and artists we want played that
Yeah.
it's easier to just, and Disney includes a DJ, so we might as well, if it's included in the package, use it.
Use it. That's a smart idea. Yeah.
And there's a
Believe it
lot
or not, I
of
know a lot of people that are in bands that do the same thing.
yeah, like it's just a bit simpler. Like if we have one band playing the whole night, they kind of like will sound the same no matter what song they're doing. Whereas like if we could have different artist songs playing with a DJ, it just like mixes it up a bit more.
So, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like band wise or personal?
Realistically, I see myself doing exactly what I'm doing now, just working my ass off to play shows as many times as I can to as many people as I can and making music videos and writing albums. Um, being hopeful. I hope that we're doing this on a much larger scale and like not just in the US, but also like Europe and Japan and like all the places we want to go in Australia. Like I hope we're doing the exact same thing we're doing now, but larger.
Okay. Is there any bands that you're looking to collab or play with in the future?
Honestly, we have such a huge bucket list. We all like fangirl over the ideas of this. We're like, we really want to tour with Motionless in White, In This Moment, Hailstorm. Like
That would be
we,
the
we all have these like nerding out conversations about all the people we want to work with.
So they would be like top three.
They would be the top three, yeah.
Any summer plans?
We are going on tour in August with Raven Black. I'm very, very excited about that. I've heard nothing but wonderful things about Raven. So I've talked with her on the phone and texted her a bunch, and already I can tell we're going to be friends. So that's great. But I mean, also at our shows, we've seen people wearing Raven Black shirts and hats, and people telling us they love her. So I feel like it's just such a good fit for us to tour with her. Like, I feel like the audience is really going to like
I
the
feel like you guys mesh well together.
yeah, like if you like one of the bands, you should like the other. So it's just very smart for us to tour together. Obviously, like women in metal are such like a small category of all bands. We're just like so much stronger when we like support each other and go out together. It's like I'll bring my fans, you bring your fans. Let's put on a killer friggin' show.
Yeah.
So it's just like so exciting for us to have this tour to look forward to. And we're also playing, if you count the summer, on June 6th, we are going up to Canada to play in Canadian Music Week as well in Toronto.
Oh, that's fun.
That's just a one-off show. It's not a tour, but at least for a one-off show, it's a very big one. And Toronto's like home, so it's like a fun place to go back to.
Any plans on getting over to the East Coast, maybe near PA?
Your PA, we did do a couple Pennsylvania dates in March. So now I don't want to say like it's lower on the priority list by any means or anything, but I mean like we already have like we're booking right now like Texas and like all of that.
Well, yeah, you said you want to get over to the UK and stuff, so
Well, yeah, that won't happen for a minute. But I mean, like, we do want to do the East Coast more because we have not done like New Jersey, Connecticut. We haven't done Philadelphia. Like, there's a lot of places we
Yeah.
haven't been yet. But yeah, for the Raven tour, like we're routing it now, like the dates leading up to it and leading home, and it's kind of just more like through Texas and stuff. And then for fall, we are booking that at the moment. But I honestly have very little say on what actually gets booked. I will say this is what I'd like to do, and I have that kind of say, but what actually gets booked at the end of the day is like not totally up to me.
did you have anything else, Jesse, that you wanted to throw in there?
Just like I really respect women in metal because it is such a male dominated space. And I think what you're doing is incredibly important.
Thank you.
Definitely as a girl growing up, when I saw like Arch Enemy and stuff like that, it just like helped me dream that made me feel powerful. And I think it's empowering, and it's empowering to like girls growing up. And I think what you're doing is incredibly important.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I think it's fun that she takes like these songs that like we're used to kind of like they're teeny bopper songs
Yeah.
and just turns them and twists them into this just next level masterpiece.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun with that covers EP.
Now, do you consider yourself pop metal? Is
I
that like
do.
the name that you
That is a word like all of us will use to describe the music when
Yeah.
people are asking. Because when I just say metal, I think people are expecting it to be like just screaming
Mm.
entire time. So that doesn't obviously appeal to as many people as like more like hard rock. Like obviously the heavier it gets, the people you're gonna reach as it gets a little bit more niche. Like our original EPs and demos we made years ago were like death metal. And
Oh.
I was not into it. I honestly wasn't feeling it, but I felt like as we got a bit more, I don't want to say softer, but like a bit more into that kind of more catchy radio friendly music, it just reaches more people because so many people have told us, I don't even like this kind of music, but I like your music. Or I'm not even a heavy music fan, but your music turned me into a heavy music fan. So I feel like making it a bit more poppy does make it appeal to more people. And that is important to me because I don't
You're
want to
really
completely narrow myself down.
I haven't seen your cats one time. Usually they're like right on top of you in all your lives.
In a lot of interviews, they'll be sitting on my lap. Minnie was beside my laptop when I started.
Yeah,
But she
even at 6. I let her stay here tonight. I was like, you know what? Molly will have her cats. What is your other cat's name?
Minnie and Boo.
Minnie and Boo. I always miss Boo's name on the lives. I like
Everyone
getting words
does.
when you're talking about Minnie.
But Steve's in the next room on the couch, and last I checked, they were sitting on his lap. So they're all
They're
over.
probably so happy that you're home.
Yes, they're not used to both of us being home at once.
Oh, really? So I definitely want to at least, I know that you only have a certain amount of time. I want to make sure that we get in all of your contact and where people can find you and what you like, just everything. So let's go over real quick and go through your websites and social media and kind of tell people where they can go to find what.
So our official website is livingdeadgirl.ca. There you will find all of our upcoming tour dates, as well as ticket links, meet and greet upgrades, all of our merch collection. There's photos, there's videos. Every single thing you could want from us is on our website. And if you do want to follow us on social media as well, on Facebook, it's Living Dead Girl Band. On Instagram, it's Living Dead Girl Official. And on YouTube as well, it's Living Dead Girl Official. Even if you just Google Living Dead Girl Band, it'll come up.
Now, as far as your social media, you're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you have an OnlyFans.
Yes. That's what
You're,
pays me, man.
Yeah.
and for merch and stuff, they want to go on at a livingdeadgirl.ca. Then your music, you can basically stream it anywhere that music can be streamed. You've
Yeah.
got Spotify, Apple, YouTube.
Pandora, Deezer, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Every single website that has music, we're on there.
And you hear that, everybody. So get out and show your support. Like, share,
Subscribe. Give
overwatch her. Listen. She doesn't mind if you overwatch her. Make
Honestly,
sure that you
liking,
go
liking,
and subscribe to Living Dead Girl.
Yes, liking and following is everything for small bands. We really appreciate it.
So, as far as stuff coming out, is there anything that people can kind of look forward to that are coming out within the next month or two?
We do have a new single with a music video coming out in July.
something to look
Yay.
forward to.
And it's not covers, it's an original.
Now, will that be up for pre-save and everything?
Yes. So if you follow us on all those social medias, you will see the announcement. We also do an email list because I'm finding it's harder than ever with Facebook and Instagram's crappy algorithms.
I just signed up.
Thank you. People do miss out on tour dates sometimes because they just didn't see it on their Facebook feed. So if you sign up for our emails on livingdeadgirl.ca, it'll prompt you when you go on the site. Then all the tour dates and everything will be sent right to your inbox and you won't miss it. So you'll also get notified when the single's coming out.
Well, I have to say thank you so much for coming on this show.
Thank you for
And
having
we
me.
would love to have you back on in the future. So
Of course.
please keep us updated on anything you have going on. And you can always pop on, even if you have a couple minutes for a plug and promote sort of little mini episode. And next time we definitely have to get into some of your tricks, your makeup tricks and like
Yes, we
hacks.
need to know.
We
Yes,
can
I
definitely
love
do that.
watching your TikToks and the one you used a maxi pad.
I do that on tour a lot too.
I'm always using the weirdest things, and my guy friends are like sitting there. They're like, "Why are you
What are
doing
you
that?" I'm
doing?
like, "Don't worry about it. It's all about the angle."
Mhm.
So I hope you have a great night. And again, thank you so much for being here. And we wish you all the happiness with your wedding, with your music, and with life in general.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
She is
She's
so
so cool.
she
I love
is so
it.
awesome. Like, man, I could talk to her all night, but like I know she has another show that she's got to get to, and
Yeah.
I wanted to at least give her a minute in between, but she is just awesome.
She's so cool. She has so much going on and like
I
so much
literally
stuff.
sat on her live
Yeah,
for 3 hours.
that's
I
amazing.
mean, I was running errands and stuff too, but
She's a good person to talk to. Like she's got
she's
a lot
just
going for her.
totally down to earth.
Yeah.
And then she gets on stage, like, you see the videos of her performing, and you're like, wow, like, you're so cool.
Some people
But
just got it.
man, that was exciting. I
It was
just love her.
amazing. Her music videos are so cool. Definitely go check them out. The one where she's getting holy water thrown at her, I was like, she's
All of them, and they all have like a totally different
yeah,
vibe. And she makes them all her own. I'm telling you, I was listening to that Oops, I Did It Again. I've heard that
yeah,
song a million times. I was listening to it, and I didn't even realize that it was the song. Like, I was singing along with the song because I knew the words, obviously,
mm,
but like I didn't even realize that it was that song. And then she just worked it, and I'm like,
yeah.
this is amazing.
That's so cool. She's so talented, and I'm excited to see what else she has coming out. I'm excited for that new music video.
Oh, and I hope everything works out with her tour.
Really sure, I
And
agree.
honestly, anybody go on, couldn't help a nicer person
Mhm.
who has a GoFundMe. I will make sure that I repost it on all my social media. Seriously, go help them out. Every little bit helps. Seriously, and even buying merch with with the, I don't want to call them small because they're not even
Yeah,
like a smaller band, but with what you would consider, I guess, a smaller band. Like, they do everything themselves. Like,
yeah.
when you order merch, it's coming from them. I mean, they
Or
like
full invitations.
literally are
Mhm.
doing it all. So if you can help, please go on. They could use any help that they could get. Their van having problems, broke down during their tour. It's the transmission, which is a doozy.
Yeah.
Man, if it was anything else too.
Anything
Like,
else, dude, it's the worst thing to go.
I was praying for them. I'm like, "Oh, please don't let it be the transmission." But I know she had mentioned that, like, prior to that, that was possibly an issue. I'm like, I'm just totally digging your vibes right now.
Thank you. You know, I did the whole thing today. Sometimes I don't be doing it, sometimes I do, you know. Sometimes I do. There's no in between with me. I'm either going full throttle or I'm rolling out of bed and
I tell
walking
everybody I'm either glammed up or homeless.
or home. There's no in between. Sometimes I always say, do not catch me in the gym. I do not look cute. Don't say hi to me. I look like I'm there to shower. I look like I'm there to shower. I'm there to, like, I'm
My
am
best
in
friend
full
makes fun of me. He's
motion.
like, I know when I come over here on Sundays, unless you're doing something,
Mhm.
that you're gonna just look wild.
Yeah.
And I do. I
Yeah.
admit it.
I
And
love
it's
it
usually
though.
my day to chill. So I'm like,
You need that day. You need those days. Everybody does where you're just like, "Oh, man. Imma look rough today."
so do you have any fun plans for Memorial Day?
Nothing really planned right now. I had plans. Somebody was gonna have a something and then it fell through. So I'm looking for some new plans to fill, the next couple whatever. I got a lot of friends I need to see all over. That's one thing I need to do. I have like outstanding plans where me and my friends are like, we're gonna see each other. We're gonna see each other, and then things get in the way.
Hmm.
So I have like 5 friends that I'm like, oh, I really need to like. We've canceled on each other for a month
This
and a half.
weekend is the Phoenixville, or yeah, the Phoenixville punk rock flea market. I've been really loving them.
I love the punk rock flea
Yeah, I
market.
think I'm like kind of like addicted to them.
I love them. They're such a fun time. I really want to like get a
I
booth.
actually went to one in the rain this Saturday.
You are just killing it. You are just killing it. You do a little shoppy.
I did. And I had so much fun, and Jackson's all in. He's like, anywhere that I can find Funko Pops, I'm
You have
in.
you are the coolest mom. I just wanted to let you know that. Like, you must be so fun to like
He
grow up
made
with.
me he made me the most precious card for Mother's Day. Literally, I was in tears. It was so cute.
Yeah.
He like really put all this time into it. He made this whole border that he like drew out, and he like wrote out this whole thing. Which anyone who knows Jackson, he
Yeah.
hates to like write things out. He like took the time to write out this whole thing for me. Like
I'm
did
so
bubbles of
happy
all
you
the
had a
things
good
he
Mother's
loves.
Day. You deserve it, dude.
I
You really
did. I
do.
had a great Mother's Day.
I'm so happy to hear that. It, like, makes me like that makes me sad. Like, cause you're such a good mom. You're like such
Aw.
a good person. Like you care. You like. Oh, you're the.
I did have a very funny experience with
Mhm.
Jackson. He was with me for this. So we went to Noodle House.
Okay.
Have you ever been there?
I haven't. Where is it?
It's the one we went to is in Chalfont,
Okay.
and it's all like anime. It's all done
Ooh.
Naruto and
Mhm.
Demon Slayer,
Yeah.
and it's way cool. Like it's one of those spots that like everybody should experience once,
Mhm.
especially if you are into anime.
Yes.
So we go there and I'm so excited. And I love ramen. So of course, like I wanted to order something like different than my like normal ramen that I would order. So I went with like a specialty ramen.
Yeah.
Jesse, I took a whole spoonful of what I thought was carrots. It was pickled ginger.
Oh,
I'm telling you, I had a full blown
you're
allergic
like, "What the
reaction.
hell?" I hate eating something and thinking
Hold
it's like
on, half of it got down my throat
yeah.
before I had to gag part of it up. I
Mhm.
never like I'm one of
Yeah.
those people that was taught like it doesn't matter what it tastes like
Yeah.
you get it down or like you're rude as shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get it down. My throat started panicking.
Mhm.
I wasn't sure if it was hot or cold or like I wasn't sure what was going on.
You're
But
like, "It's time to die."
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
like I did not feel right for 2 days. My
Mm.
mom like shows up on Mother's Day and she's like, "Happy Mother's Day," blah 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 blah. I couldn't even see out of my eyes. Like my eyes were like swollen but
Oh
huge.
my
Like
god.
I looked like a weird bug. Yeah. I was
That's
like, "Are you kidding
traumatizing.
me right now?" Like I've had little bits of ginger, but never like that. I mean, it
Yeah.
was like a whole Chinese soup
Yeah,
spoon
yeah, yeah. That's
just full of it. And I don't like pickles either. So
Yeah.
it was like pickled ginger. Oh, it was horrible. Horrible.
Not for you?
Yeah, I definitely like it was kind of my fault though, because it was like the way they do it, it's kind of like salad works where they
Mhm.
like kind of just throw it all in
Throw
and you're
everything
supposed
at
to kind of
once.
go through and mix it. I didn't mix it because I thought it was carrots and I love carrots. Yeah, not so much.
Not the vibe
I'm
tonight.
telling you, like my whole body, I felt it like going down my throat and like going into my system. Like I don't even know. It was intense. And my friend's like, "What's going on?" And Jackson's sitting there like, What happened?" Like
What happened to you?
looking at his noodles, like, "Is this gonna happen to
To
me?"
me? Oh. Oh my god.
Yeah, but it was a really fun experience. Other than the ginger, like I'm telling you, my eyes been like literally watering since I had it.
That's so wild that that happened to you.
Yeah, it was sending me into some like weird like visual migraine. Yeah, for days.
That's very interesting. Um,
I
I
actually downloaded that Calm app.
yeah,
And at one point, I was listening to forest animals
trying to get by after
and rainforest.
yeah.
Yeah, trying to get past it. I had my like
Oh
ice
my god. You're
ice helmet on.
I can just envision you.
Yeah, it was a sight for sore eyes. And I'm like trying to watch the new Fatal Attraction
Yeah.
series, and I just was having such a hard time.
You're like,
Like it was just on and off all day for 2 days. I'm telling you, it was the reaction to the ginger. Like the ginger just
it screwed your shit up, man.
yeah, it freaked out my whole system.
Yeah, you were like your body was like, "Ah, not for me. This ain't the thing."
Like I wouldn't put a Taki in my mouth just because I've like heard about how the intense they are
Yeah.
from like all the kids. But this is what I would imagine putting a Taki in my mouth. Like I
What
felt like
did you
Kangaroo Jack when he put that hot candy in
you
his mouth.
know?
Like
Like,
I was making weird noises, and they like have this robot that comes over and brings you food. So I'm making my weird noises like yeah, it's really cool. It's like a whole experience. Yeah, on my TikTok, and I like added even weirder noises to the robot,
that's so
and we
funny.
laughed about that. That was like the only thing I laughed over for like 2 days because I was like I couldn't even function. No makeup, nothing. At one
That's
point, I'm like, you know what? I just can't do anything else. I actually dyed my
the
hair.
end of the line. The
Yeah,
ginger
because my extensions were like really, really off
yeah.
with the color, and it was driving me insane. And with doing that whole shoot with Kim, like I
Mhm.
took them out for a little bit and I was like, I'm gonna regroup. And when I
Yeah.
have a little bit of time, I'm just gonna dye them and match
Mhm.
them. So I finally got a chance to get the dye, which everyone and their mother. I I started using that Pulp Riot.
Okay. I know what
Um,
you're talking about. Yeah. That's like a cosmetology brand, right? Like
well,
it's a higher grade
I
whatever.
usually use the I always say it wrong, but Joico.
Okay. I know
I
what
usually use that, but I've been switching up a little bit because with Joico, it has a lot of like red base in it,
mhm.
and I wanted a little bit of blue. So I switched up and I went with the Pulp Riot, and I've
Well,
been
you have
riding
the
that.
whole background to know what the fuck you're doing with hair. So you actually know what you're talking about versus some people who are like, I don't know, I put that shit on my head.
Oh no, but in all fairness,
Yeah.
these extensions were platinum blonde because
Wow.
I ordered purple ones
Yeah.
and they sent me synthetic hair.
Did they really?
Yes, they really did. And will not refund my money. Yeah, I'm going to harass the company.
Yeah, that's really, really fucked up.
They're like fake.
They're like Halloween spirit.
Full, yes,
Yeah.
like full synthetic. It's not even like partial
Not the
real
male
hair. And they were listed under Remy like human hair.
hair.
And it actually said 100% human hair. And
Yeah.
even I even took a video
Mm.
for eBay. You know how
Yeah.
you can like send them
Yeah,
things? I took a video of me putting black dye on the extensions and wiping it off. I'm like, if these were any type of real hair,
it would take.
yeah, it's no way. And they had it listed under Brazilian hair. Like, there's no way.
There's
It's
absolutely
so fake.
no way. That wouldn't happen. It would black is the overcome.
Like they are, I would assume that they are heat protected.
Mhm.
I didn't want to do
Sure
I
they
didn't want to
are.
add heat because the second I add heat, then they can claim that I messed them up.
Well, you did it the smart way, honestly.
But I mean, it completely fake. And they're so bright purple, they're like brighter than the background screen.
That's wild.
I'm like, what do you want me to do with these? And they're poker straight.
Um,
I'm gonna give them to one
they're
of the kids to play with.
they're getting you know, people are getting scammed. They're getting their money, and they don't care. That's how that works. A lot.
And not to mention, the only reason why I'm even like bringing this up is because I bought 2 sets of them. They sent me one set and sent me the synthetic. So it was like a double whammy. It
Mhm.
was like, not only did I have to wait crazy long because they kept saying that it was delayed shipping, but then I get them and they're like doll hair. Like they weren't even like good synthetic. Like it wasn't even like good quality synthetic. It was horrible.
Like a costume,
Yes.
like a bad cosplay. Like,
Like I even feel like Spirit of Halloween has stepped up their game and like it
I feel like
wasn't
they've
even that
stopped
bad.
working with a lot of shit. I remember their makeup and stuff like that being ass when I was a kid. Sometimes I go in there and I'm like, all right, Spirit.
Yeah, you know what? I
Like,
love to get their nails.
yeah, like I was like, I've been very impressed. Like the last couple times I've been in there, I was like, during
Yeah,
Halloween,
the eyelashes and the
yeah, they're
nails.
significantly better. They used to just have like a crayon black lipstick, and now
Yeah, they have a lot.
I'm like,
I like Spirit. I just have so many costumes at this point that
yeah,
I'm kind of like a costume like snob, and I
yeah.
really only like the signature ones.
Mhm.
So anything else is like, eh. But then I look at the price tag and I'm like, eh.
Like, mm.
Because you get up there. I mean, like, I only have, like, other than new ones that come out every year, which that keeps me afloat, but like, I only have like biggies left that I really need to hit. And the costumes for some of these, just crazy.
Yeah.
Like Queen of the Damned,
Oh, that's a great one.
Wonder Woman. I really want to do, I don't know if you would remember this, but Zoobly Zoo. It was a
Yeah.
show. It was a show on back in the day, but there was this awesome kangaroo on the show
Mhm.
and a cat, and it was like all these like people dressed up in cosplay as
Oh,
animals.
wow. I'm looking at it now.
Yes, I want to
Yeah,
do the
this is
kangaroo.
amazing.
I
Please
want
do
to do the
that.
kangaroo, but I feel like that needs to be like a specially made costume, and I just haven't
Yeah,
found the right person.
that's a really, really cool one that no, I've never seen anybody do this, dude. You definitely gotta do this.
Yeah, there's been one person that I found on Pinterest
Mhm.
that did it, but they did it more for the costume. They didn't do
Yeah.
it as much for the makeup.
Yeah.
And I feel like I used to really love that show. It was like that or Barney, I believe. Or like what it like it mixed on when something else that I didn't like was on. Yes, there we
Yeah,
go.
yep.
There she is.
There's what a queen.
Oh my god, she used to be so awesome. She would jump across this like huge piano, like in the movie Big. I
That's
used to love it. Like those huge pianos, like that it's like on the ground that you jump, like you could jump on the keys.
that's like the dream.
Yeah, that show, like I feel like that was part of my cosplay journey. That's might
I
have been.
You have been on a cosplay journey. You're really the Halloween queen, I have to say.
I love Halloween. It's just
I
so
love
much fun.
Halloween too.
And I always like try to take the day of Halloween to really enjoy it with Jackson. Like we usually pick a character or a movie or whatever that we kind of
Mhm.
want to do a take off of. He's so fun with it.
That's awesome.
Like I love like having a child that I can kind of use as an excuse to still go trick or treating.
I love I love children. I can't wait to have children one day. As of right now, I am using my friends' children to experience things that I want to experience that I can't do.
Jackson's so
So,
funny. He goes, he'll find like the biggest
mhm,
like container that he could possibly have. And he's like, I want to bring the biggest thing that I can possibly bring because then I won't have to like come back to like unload to re up on candy. Yeah,
mhm.
we go hard. We're also planning, if you're interested, we Jackson and I have been gathering Nerf guns
I
for a while
have
now.
many Nerf guns. I
And
have
we
the
have like we full
series.
trash cans full of
Mhm.
Nerf guns. We've got like ones that go down on tripods with like
Mhm.
full clips. I feel like we need to have a big Nerf war.
I fully support the Nerf war.
I
I am
feel
a
like
big
this needs to
Nerf war.
happen.
Yes,
I'm
absolutely.
gonna try and put it together.
I agree.
This summer, I feel like this needs to happen.
I am 100% behind this. I am ready to get down like Rambo in the Nerf war.
Yeah, like set up some like cool like obstacles in
Yeah,
the yard.
yeah, absolutely.
I feel like we would get all into it. Wearing
I could go
camouflage,
too hard. I would be
army
excessive.
crawling.
Mhm, yeah.
We could tape the whole thing.
Put it online. That'd be amazing. 10 out of 10.
Oh my gosh, we could do it like rivals, like the Sharks and the Jets from West Side Story, and get like t-shirts. Like we'll
Get
do
t-shirts.
something where it's like two rival.
I remember playing Capture the Flag as a kid and being like an absolute animal. Like it was children's
That used to be
war.
everything.
That used to be everything. I would go
Freedom.
feral.
Did you ever play Freedom?
Was that what is that? Is it like
It's
a
kind of like Capture the Flag, but I don't think you actually have flags. I don't remember actually having a flag, but like you can put someone in jail
yeah,
and then like somebody else has to like basically come and break them out.
prisoners of war? That's what we
There
were.
were like 30 kids in our neighborhood and everybody went hard at this game.
That's very.
Like
I'm gonna
it
have to look
used
up the
to
rules.
be the weekend. All the kids would look forward to the whole neighborhood just being opened up to just a huge freedom game. I remember like hiding in people's like the um the two like doors to their basement, like hiding in that little area that's like got cement. Oh yeah, we used to go hard.
I remember we used to play this game called Ghosts in the Graveyard, and I don't remember any of the rules, but I remember like it being our life, and you had to play it at night.
I
There was this
kind
little-
of remember that
You
game, but
remember
I
that?
don't remember the rules either.
I don't know. I have to look up the rules because, but I remember like it was like a big deal, and I remember just like foaming like an animal, running around, being crazy, and everyone's like, "Oh my God,
Yeah, that
oh
was
my
like back in
God."
the day of like
Yeah.
Flintstone push
Mhm.
pops.
Yep. I was a big fan of them.
I loved them. And do
I
you
love
realize
them.
that's like a toilet paper roll now?
I nearly lobotomized myself with a Flintstones push pop. You remember you push them too hard? That thing like
But
would
do
jam.
you realize now that that's like it's like a push pop inside of a toilet paper roll?
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, it was. I like nearly lobotomized myself with the Flintstone push pop.
It was the small things.
It was the things that got me by.
Like
Those
I used to annoy my mom to death with those like snapper
air
things.
things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that you would go back and forth and the thing
Yeah.
would clap. She'd be like, "Why do you keep doing that?"
I don't grow out of things, so I I'm obsessed with water snakes. If you know what they are. Yeah, they're the tubes that you like jerk off. So yeah, and they have like sharks in them. So they're
You know,
one
Slither IO, one of the games came out with like they're like better quality ones.
I am obsessed with them. Like though some of them are on Amazon stock. Some of them I found this bookstore and I was buying them like once every 2 months because I handled them so much that
The Slither IO ones are very good quality,
I'll have to check it out.
but they are kind of pricey for what they are.
Yes.
But you can get like all different ones. You can get like rainbow ones. You can
Mhm.
get 4th of July ones, like all sorts. Most
I
of them, I believe, are in a blind bag.
I love water snakes. But,
Okay, well, we're getting our
we're getting
thing that
cut
our
off.
time is up.
Yeah.
So, bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
joining
much
us.
for tuning in.
Yeah.
And remember, we got to support these bands. Go on Molly Rennick,
Mhm.
livingdeadgirl.ca. All of her stuff's right there. Go on, like, share, listen, watch, overwatch, support, and don't forget to like and subscribe to a pretty little podcast.
All right, guys. We'll see you next week.